How we doing, folks? Well, I'm literally just leaving the NCT centre, and first of all I have to apologise for my hoarse voice. I've been talking all day, giving a training course at work, so yeah, I don't have the COVID, so I'm alright there. But yeah, the car passed anyway, so that's good news. Wasn't for the want of work anyway. I got to do plenty of stuff, but the bloody thing is overheating now, so I need to get to a garage and check my coolant level. I need to get out of there first of all, maybe get a bit of airflow over the radiator, and maybe my rad fan's not coming on. But yeah, the high temperature lights come on, the gauge is climbing, so yeah, hopefully she's all right. Anyway, as you probably, if you watched my previous videos, you'll have seen that I did most of the work on this myself. The only things I didn't do were the tyre valves, because obviously I don't have a tyre machine. I didn't do the headlight beam alignment because I don't have that. And when it was in the garage, I got them to have a look at the I got them to do the CV joint boot and steering rack gaiter, so they're all done now. But in the process, I got the tracking done, and the bloody steering wheel is not centered. That's the type of bullshit that pisses me off. I have to bring it back to them. It's just going to crack me up. I know I could take the steering wheel off and move it a spline, but the garage is around the corner for me to do the tracking, and they're the ones that did the tyre valve as well, and I just can't be dealing with it. I'm not going to go faffing around the steering wheel myself. They should have done the job properly in the first instance. But anyway, aside from that, NCT is done. I'm going to pull in at the garage. The temperature is it's at the 3/4 mark, and it's never really up there. You know, this car doesn't overheat. So I'd say what it is the coolant level has dropped. Probably through the fact that we had a leak in the past, so it's probably just grumbling with that. Anyway, I'm pulling into the garage now. We'll have a look. They probably don't have water. Apparently modern cars never need coolant, so you never can get water in a modern garage. You can get falafel, but you can't get epoxy coolant. Anyway, such is life. Let's see how we're getting. Why is my arse soaking? Oh, I see a BMW behind me there in the colour that the Beetle is going to be, and every time I see that colour I'm just thinking, yeah, that's the job. Now there is some description of machine down there. Let's see how we're looking. Yeah, air, fragrance, water, vacuum. I think we're passing the old fragrance. It smells of carburetors and fire and brimstone. That's the way a Mk2 Golf is supposed to smell. That's got hell no written all over it. I'm not opening that coolant bottle and scalding the hand off myself. There is a downable amount of pressure in that system, and you can feel it in the radiator hoses. So yeah, no, I'm not doing that. She'll be grand, lads. She'll be grand. We'll continue on. I'll take it easy, and if it starts to grumble, or the what do you call it? The temperature gauge goes up substantially more, I will consider pulling over to let it cool down. But anyway, for the moment the heater is on full, which is always a good way of cooling the engine that extra little bit if it's starting to get unhappy. And yeah, it's a hardy little engine. That EZ engine, or Easy engine, is it's a nice little piece of gear, and is well able to deal with a bit of hardship every so often. And yeah, I think we'll be safe enough though. I'll report back with my findings, and I'll let you know if I got home safely. Oh, incidentally, the rad fan is not on, so I'm wondering, is it working, or is the rad fan dead? Usually with a Mk2 Golf, it's either the temperature sender in the radiator itself, or it's the relay, or if the coolant level has gotten too low, the level could theoretically be below the switch in the radiator, but it would have to be very low to be at that level. So I'll investigate that and see if the rad fan is working properly. It should be a 2-speed rad fan as far as I'm aware, and it was on neither speed, so it should be really at the temperature the engine's at. Yeah, we're motoring well here, folks. The temperature's come right down to the half mark anyway, so we're okay. And the high temperature indication has gone off as well. So obviously it was just a case of the radiator fan is not working. So it's sitting there with the engine running in the NCT centre for a while. It obviously started to get hot and bothered because it couldn't shift its heat. But now we're on the open roads. I have the blower fans on, and I'm going to turn them down because I'm sweltering here. Incidentally, the other thing is, I mentioned in a previous video that I was going to get the garage when I could drop the car in to have a look and see what was causing an annoying rattle coming from under the car. Well, they found it. and it was an exhaust clamp. Now I had checked all of them, but the thing about it is that when you have a ramp, it's an awful lot easier to see stuff like that. Secondly, the thing about it is, I think it was only rattling when the engine was loading up the engine was shifting on its mounts from being loaded up, and it was basically just pulling on the exhaust. So maybe that was what it was. So either way, like, you couldn't replicate it when the engine was just running or rattling the exhaust or anything like that. It was literally just when you were driving, and you'd only hear it when the door was open, or the window was open. I don't tend to drive too much with the door open, but yeah. So so you'd hear it reflecting against walls. But to me, it's going to make the car sound crap if every time you drive it, you know, you can hear this rattling coming off it. I mean, I know it's a 30-year-old car. I mean, I'm 38 and I have a couple of rattles myself, but like, I mean, it's an awful lot easier to fix on a car than it is on a human. Anyway, right, sure, look at, let's get it home anyway. I'm happy enough we're going to get there, and yeah, we have the NCT valid until December 2021, which is, it's only 1 year, but anyway, it'll be 2 years after the car is officially 30 years old. So in theory I could retest it in 3 or 4 months time, and then when the car reaches 30 and get 2 years then, but what's the point? Anyway, look, we'll leave it there, folks. Thanks very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Plenty more videos on the way. I've got a load of engine parts for the MG. I've got all the pistons cleaned up. I've got all the new parts for the rocker shaft. The cylinder head is nearly finished as well in the machine shop. So we're going to be starting putting the engine back together after I do a bit of cleaning under the engine bay. So yeah, should be interesting times. So yeah, I'll catch you again soon. Cheers for watching. I just found what was causing that incredibly annoying buzzing noise that's coming from somewhere in the dashboard of this car. The bloody wiper stalk, the end of the wiper stalk has a little plastic cap on it and it's loose, and it's just buzzing away like when you're driving along, and it sounded like it was coming from the instrument cluster. You know, those type of things are just really annoying to try and find. Anyway, found it, all good. I'm just about home here now, and no, there's no more overheating. We're good to go, folks. So yeah, we're gonna have a look at that radiator fan. Obviously it's not doing its thing, so a bit of investigation required. So there'll be another video on that. So we'll look at the bright side.